everybody, I'm Merisu the Art Sheep, and thank you so much for checking out this video, and we did it! We made it! Finally, at last, 300 speed paints! I hope you enjoyed that little preview video that I uploaded on Saturday. Fun fact, I've actually been starting to come down with a cold, I think, or maybe something a little worse. Hopefully not, but I can kind of feel it. I'm feeling a little strange, so I wanted to record this audio pronto before I totally, lose my voice. I'm not sure if I would lose my voice, but I don't want to take that chance, because this video has been delayed long enough. 300 at last, and for my 300th, I of course decided to make some fan art. Why do I say fan art? It's my art! What the heck, my brain's fried. Some promotional art for my original series, Revolution and Full Color. And for this concept, I came up with the idea of my character Misato facing down the antagonist of my series, Jilu, with some of the side characters in the background. And yeah, I gotta say, this has been one heck of a speed paint because I almost made pretty much all the Merisu mistakes in it. I pressed pause and forgot to push resume, so I ended up missing something, so there'll be some times where I just kind of bounce around for no reason. I ended up forgetting to push pause, so there were long portions that I had to cut out because it was just dead screen, which those are annoying to deal with, but I much rather have those than the ever one, because at least with those I can fix them. There ain't no fixing the ever ones unless I go backwards, which sometimes I do go back, but then I realize, wait, people want to see me actually draw, not just hit the go forward button on clipstudiopaint, because that's what I have to do. I have to go backwards with clipstudiopaint's memory, pray to God that it goes back far enough, the memory's long enough, and then I push play on the recording, and then you just see me clicking the go forward button, and it's so boring. And also, here's the most funniest thing, and I've hardly ever made this mistake. I ended up having OBS set. I'm having a attack. That's just so ridiculous. I had OBS set to where you could actually see my YouTube video on the side. And that's so annoying. Really annoying. So later on, I just had to cover it up because I didn't want the YouTube video to be seen. Because it was it would be annoying to have someone else's content play on my own content. I don't think the YouTuber mind, but still. It'd be annoying. It'd be annoying. Plus, I don't want anyone commenting about what I watch, because that's my business. So yeah, like I said, my main protagonist, Misato, staring down the antagonist with some side characters in the background. The side characters I decided to go with are the most important ones, and that is her partner, XR. I wanted to do her doctor friend too, because she has a doctor who works with her. It's an illegal street doctor, and he kind of works with them, and his name is Marlon. I don't really got a first name right now. I'm just using the name Hamish, which I got from Hunger Games as a placeholder, but I'm not sure if that will actually be his first name, because it is a very unique name from Hunger Games. I think Suzanne Collins might even created it herself, so it's if she did, I don't really I use a lot of people's names from stories I like. Misato Yoshoko's name, well, not her last name, that I created myself, but her first name is literally named after Evangelion's Misato. So I'm not against taking names from ever characters, but it's just in that case, I don't really want to take someone's unique name, so I might not use it. But anyway, I was going to put him there, but it just it didn't look quite right, so I decided to pass. And then the ever side character that I decided to go with is Vitus. I still have, for some reason, trouble drawing him, and I think the biggest reason why is I don't have a reference sheet for him. I need to get that done. And it's not even that my reference sheets for the rest of the Nightlight, the main characters in Revolution will, not the main, but the main characters that Misato ends up meeting, their reference sheets are that good. They're not, but at least there's something, so it actually really does help. It's amazing how even crap can help you, as long as it's like got some goodness to it, and I guess those do. And that's definitely funny. And I think the one thing that's also really funny about this is that as I was working on it, I realized it wasn't going to be on the 17th when I wanted this, which would have been Misato Yoshoko's in-universe birthday, but also her creation birthday. So I quickly had to make a double version, and I uploaded that version on the 17th. It is really kind of funny, because when I started this whole race to 300, which kind of turned into a crawl, I first thought I wasn't gonna make it, and then some stupid hope went into me, because, I don't know, I must have been pumped with adrenaline or something, because I was on a roll. I was doing like so many speed paints, and it was at a consistent pace, and it was so beautiful. And then life happened, and then it just stopped. It's so sad and pathetic. And then I thought, okay, I'll make the deadline the 17th. Surely I can make that. And then the clipstudiopaint contest came around, and then I was like, okay. And then I made this, and I was like, okay, I'm done. All I gotta do is record the audio. And then I decided to do stupid how I draw video, which probably won't even come out because it was a mess. Anyway, back onto the main subject at hand, because I actually never finished what I was talking about. The characters. I never even fully explained who Vitus is. So Vitus is the main antagonist, Jilu's lapdog, basically. He is Misato's rival, and I was almost going to make him face down Misato instead of Jilu, but I really like the composition that I came up with Jilu. Like, I came up with two compositions. One was Misato versus Vitus, one was Misato versus Jilu, and I liked Jilu better, and I've already shown Jilu, well, I did technically already show Vitus in chapter 1 a little bit, but the point being was, though, is that he's not quite, he's more of like, he really is like a side obstacle for Misato. It is kind of funny, though, because when I made him, I knew from the beginning that I wanted to make him as somebody the exact opposite as Misato. So obviously he's a guy, you know, Misato female, so opposite there. His color scheme is the complete invert of Misato, where she is CMYK, and he, I knew, would be RGB with white, and I really did like that. I really did like the balance there. And then even their outfits are completely different, whereas Misato wears more urban, futuristic-y street clothing. He wears my idea of what a military uniform should look like. Of course, it was kind of funny because I had to put it in the colors, still in the RGB color scheme, but I knew that it couldn't look too ridiculous because it did have to still be a military outfit. I ended up skirting around that, though, to end up making it that is their country's national colors. So he's just wearing the national colors of the Light Islands, which is where my series takes place. If I sound different today, it's because I ended up starting to record this audio at night, but then I had to stop, and so I resumed in the morning. So at night, my brain's dead because it's winding down, and in the morning, my brain's dead because it is winding up. So this is what you get. But yeah, I already said Xar. And then the two remaining characters that I decided to put in here was the false goddess Lacitieyen and Misato's inner self as Snow White. Snow White, the fairy tale, is something that Misato always loved, and so because of that, she's always kind of put Snow White as life goals, if that makes sense. So she sees her ideal self as Snow White a lot, so I wanted to put that in there. And I really wanted to put Nightlight in here, and maybe I will do a version, like I even named this version Key Visual 1. Maybe I'll do a Key Visual 2, and that will have Nightlight in the background, because boy did I really want to draw them. And I might just do that, because I really would like the idea of a really big masterpiece, but it's just that if I knew if I was going to do it, it just wasn't going to happen, so it didn't happen. keep it much more smaller, because I was even like reluctant to put in Vitus and XR and Lacitieyen and Snow White-Misato, because I was like, maybe I should just really keep it simple, just Misato and Jilu. And I almost was very close to it, but I just really liked the idea that I had envisioned in my mind. The entire thing that I was going for was more of a smoother, kind of rougher style. I was originally supposed to go for something a lot more simplistic in the coloring style, something like a cross between pop style, but also like retro pop, but also like Kei Orana, the creator of the, I'm gonna butcher this name, Gachamakura. Oh, I said that horrible, I just know I did. Forgive me, fans. I really actually kind of, like, I don't like the designs, but I like the coloring style a lot. It really is nice, and I was always trying to get very, like, rough pencil-toothed lines where it looks really, like, inked traditionally, and I really did like that, and then was really smooth flat colors, although whereas Kei Orana uses a lot more kind of muted colors, I still was using my traditional bold colors. I thought of doing this in a more muted color palette, and if I redo this, maybe I will, because it is kind of always, I always love drawing Misato in the very bold, vivid, bright color. Does that burn the eyes? But it is interesting to draw her in a more muted color style that's a lot more laid back. Boy, was this... So here's the funniest thing. I had to record this audio twice because I realized that I ended up making a mistake with the editing, because I ended up putting 2 of the video files out of order. Like I said, it's just such ironic that my 300 speed paint, which was supposed to be this really big thing, would have all the Merisuism mistakes, like all of them, including ones that I hardly make now. It's like, oh, it's almost beautiful. It really is funny. And then I look back at my 200. I actually haven't watched it in a long time, so I don't know exactly what it's like, but my 200 speed paint was like really nice. I even created a script, and it was supposed to be like this big thing, and it was really good, and I liked it. But then for this one, I'm just like, we've gone back to the talking out of the butt. It is kind of funny because when I first started doing speed paints, I think my very first one, Yuzu, had audio throughout the entire thing, and I was using GIMP, and it was very fun. And then as I went forward, I just did not do it with everyone because I was like, I don't need to, I'll just do music. But then as music started becoming more cracked down on what you could and could not use, I then found the YouTube audio library, and that gave me a lot of free music to use that's safe. And the biggest problem was that it's not very interesting, so I started talking again, and I don't know when I started making it like an everything. Like now I couldn't even imagine uploading a speed paint without voiceover now, because it's just like, it's so lonely, and I like talking. I'm not sure if my fans like it, but I like it. I mean, it's fun. And then if I really want to do speed paints with music, I can do shorts. I've been having a lot of fun doing shorts, actually. It's been a little hard, though, editing them, because I have to do it in just the way that it shows up. And it's so sad in some ways, too, because, like, my Apothecary Diaries drawing got, like, I think 70 views or whatnot. And that is actually pretty good for my channel. But it hasn't really grown since then. It's just like, okay, whatever, it got 70 views. I'm not even sure if it was that much, and now it's just kind of whatever. But then I recently turned it into a short, and boom, it got over 1,000 views, and so many people commenting saying, "Where have you been? Your channel's so cool, it's so underrated." It's like, thanks. It's like, you do all that work, and then you do double work when you're putting it into a speed paint. I mean, just the idea of putting my entire process into a speed paint is like, okay, you're rushing the process, you're making something that took like literal days to create and condensing it down to like no shorter than 40 minutes. I mean, like, sometimes it's 40 minutes, sometimes it's usually I'd say my typical speed paints, I always try to go for no longer than 40 minutes, and then at shortest it will be like 16 minutes. That's usually the shortest I get. I don't usually like any shorter than around 15 minutes, because then if it is that short, that means I can't talk that much. So I usually I usually like to keep it at a reasonable length between 15 minutes and no longer than 40 minutes. And the funniest thing is that it is really, sometimes I really have to speed up the videos a lot because they're so long, and sometimes I'm just like, okay, this is gonna be an hour. Like, I think with my Koala Princess drawing, I think it was like 50 minutes, so it was like, there was just no way that I could condense that. It just wasn't happening. And then you take that speed paint, which is already condensed in the long process, and then you condense it even more. No narration, no nothing. You're just boom, and then people like that more. Thanks, YouTube. I don't blame the people. I blame YouTube. YouTube's constantly pushing shorts. Every time I open up YouTube now, the first thing it does is play a short, and I hate it. I hate it. I mean, I do watch some shorts on YouTube. I watch a lot, but at the same time, it's like I like long-term videos too. I like my videos being seen, and I just don't think YouTube's doing a good job at that. Oh, how things have changed, because like there's so many videos that I have that have 1,000 views, and nowadays none of them would get it. Granted, like half the reason why the videos have that many views is because I was like, it was Varane's airing and Arc before that, Arc V, and I was drawing the characters, like, and I was one of the first people to draw fan art of them, so I got a lot of attention because of that. But even if I took a really hyped anime, but not too hyped that it would be like everybody drawing fan art of it, so something more niche like Yu-Gi-Oh, but even Yu-Gi-Oh is not the same because they haven't done anything for a long time because of the tragic death of Katsuki Takahashi, so that's very sad. And I didn't watch the last two Yu-Gi-Ohs because they didn't appeal to me. But it's like, even if, like, okay, the new equivalent of Yu-Gi-Oh was supposed to come out and I drew fan art, it was just like, I don't think I'm getting 1,000 views again unless I turn into a short, and that's just sad. Anyway, so now I'm just coloring the design of my false goddess. The reason why I'm talking about specifically is her coloring is because I'm actually not sure if this is what the final design will look like. It is kind of funny because I was really trying to work hard on it because I've always had her design. This is a very old design because she's actually an antagonist, a side antagonist in Tales of Hollows 2, my ever story with Skyla Lacitieyen. And she is not a main antagonist, she's a side antagonist. So the design has been very, very consistent all the way back in 2015, 2014 maybe, so over 10 years. And it was always just going to be a long whitish dress with a v-neck and then maybe gems on it. It all depends on what I feel like drawing. And then like this long scarf and the longest hair that would be an iridescent white color, and it would be a fishtail cut. I got that based off of C2 from Code Geass because I really liked the way her hair was, and so I decided to do that, but a gazillion times longer. And I always loved white with a rainbowy iridescent. It was always so pretty, and I really did enjoy it. And speaking of dresses, I always have so fun drawing Misato in Snow White. She wouldn't like wearing this dress, she'd hate it, but she would find it very pretty to look at, and it is very pretty. I actually was inspired off of, well, of course, Disney's Snow White. She would love the Disney Snow White movie, she would absolutely adore it. Not just because of it being Snow White, but because of it being an animation masterpiece. And it is funny because I used to not like that movie as much. Out of the six main Disney princess movies, I can't speak. Snow White was my least favorite, but now it has gone so far up because I just really love it. I appreciate the story. I appreciate the animation. I appreciate so much of it. And it's so beautiful. It really is. Anyway, outside of Disney Snow White, though, another thing that I inspired it off of was PV Vocaloid video by Hito Shizukuyama. Absolutely love them. And Vocaloid song called Genealogy of Red, White, and Black. And, or is it, I think I got the colors out of order. I don't know. Genealogy of Red, I don't know. But yeah, it's based off of that, and that song was basically like a, how do I make this not sound cringe? I mean, if I was going to say it the cringe way, a feminist retelling of Snow White, that's really dark and edgy. And yes, I don't really like feminist retellings that are dark and edgy, but the song's really good, and I like the lyrics. And it actually does kind of fit White-Misato's story. Well, sort of. My story isn't gonna be as dark as edgy as that. If you don't know the song, just look it up. I'm not explaining it here. It's not PG. It's definitely not PG. PG-13. At the bare least, folks. PG-13. And it is really funny to just think of it being a more out there Vocaloid PV. Like, that's always the funniest thing about Vocaloid songs, is that some of them are really like, oh, I could show this to my little kid if I had one. But then I was just like, oh, these are adult songs. And that's what I love about Vocaloid. But anyway, we're not talking about Vocaloid. We're supposed to be talking about my story. I think I've run out of things to say about it. I talked about the art style. I talked about like I said, no preparation here, folks. No preparation whatsoever. We're just doing whatever we want, however we want it. And if you're wondering why I had to, like, do some final adjustments with the art, it's because I originally was going to make Lacitieyen, you don't see it yet, but I originally made Lacitieyen upright, but then I realized it'd actually be kind of fun if she was downright, so that way she could match the Snow White-Misato, because I thought it'd be good if the drawing had some parallel, and I really did like it. And like I said, for the coloring style, I was going for like a mix between something kind of similar to Keirana, but not really. It didn't turn out that way at all, although half the reason why is probably because I didn't have any images of Keirana's art on the side. It's like, if you're gonna base some style, you probably should you should probably look at images of the style, but I didn't, because I guess I just really wanted to do my own thing, which is fine. And then I added these comic panels, which I knew, like, from the get-go that I was going to do that, because I loved the idea of just having, like, Misato and Gilu, because I was going for a very, like, comic booky kind of style. And originally the colors were supposed to be red, blue, green, and yellow, which I guess are kind of like, you know, the primary colors, the main big colors. And I did like it, but it just didn't look right. I thought it was like, okay, it looks nice, but it's just a little too much. It's too crazy in the fact that you have the CMYK going on with Misato, and then you have the RGB going on with Vitus, and then Snow White, because I based the color scheme off of the Disney one, which almost everybody has done ever since Disney, the traditional primary colors of red, blue, and yellow, it just like, it's probably a little too much color, so in the end I am gonna switch it to CMYK, and I am glad I did that, because honestly, when I was drawing this drawing, I was like, oh my goodness, this looks like crap. This looks like crap. Help! Help! Someone help me! I need to fix this. It does not look right at all. It does not look right. And I was just like, no. One of my top sayings is, stick to it. Make sure you finish, because you know what? You might be able to save it. You might be able to save it. And I did. I actually did end up salvaging it, and it did not look like crap. I actually am really proud of it. Like, when I do my yearly review and gather up the best pictures of the month, I'm going to probably do this one for my July one, because I actually am really proud of it. Not to mention, it's like a big event. It is, or at least it's supposed to be. Oh no, the Speedpaint's a mess. It is not prepared. And even right now, if you're wondering why my audio kind of sounds a little janked, is because now I realized, you won't see it in the final version, I am gonna fix it, but so how I record my videos is, I will get the video, all the OBS clips together, because I don't record this all in one go, that would be a nightmare. I record it in parts, so I put all the parts in DaVinci Resolve, speed them up. Sometimes I'll add my little me on the side and the music. Sometimes I won't, it always depends. Obviously, I do like it better when I put the me on the side and the music already in it, so that way I don't have to do as much editing. But at the very least, I will speed up I'll combine all the clips and speed it up to the time that I want, and then I'll export it, and then I'll record over the exported version. I'll watch it as I record. That's how I do things. But I'm noticing there are some mistakes. Once again, I thought I fixed them. I thought I did, but no, apparently I made another mistake. I ended up repeating something, so now I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back and change it and fix it, and hopefully it will not be in the final result. But if it is, you'll see me draw Lacitieyen and Snow White-Misato twice, which will not be fun. It will not be fun. I mean, it won't be the worst thing that could happen, but it's like, come on. Seriously? All the things that could have gone wrong go wrong in this video. But whatever, I'm just over things. After I'm done with the 300 speed paint, I'm probably gonna take like a little breather, maybe play some video games, get into back to some traditional painting art, and then I'm gonna kind of take a new approach to my channel. I'm still gonna do speed paints, but I think I already said this in my community post that I did a while back ago. Like I said, I am definitely going to still do speed paints. In fact, I already have one in the works. It's going to be Suki from Avatar, because that's what the people voted for. Because I'm rewatching Avatar with my brother, and we've really been enjoying it, and I really wanted to draw one of the characters, and the character that got the most votes in the poll was Suki. I think on Twitter, it was something different, and on Instagram, I've been unable to see the results of that poll, because it's like, they go away so fast, and I can't see the results. But I think I said it. I'm trying to look for it. But, yeah, I say that I want to try to enter the clipstudiopaint contest. I already did that. And we're just waiting for the results. That will probably not come to fruition. So the one thing that is kind of funny is that I realized that I've been kind of up. I probably entered all the other contest times wrong, so my entry never even probably got considered. But this time I did it right. And I made sure that, because... whatever, it doesn't matter. But I did it wrong the other times, that's all you need to know. I want to try to get back to working in Revolution full color. We'll see about that. I want to try to do my Disney Princess X Magical Girl project, which will be next after my Suki speed paint most likely. And I want to do a review of the Lunar Chronicles series, because I did enjoy that. The ending was a little janked, but it was still really good. I might want to do a big comedy review of Young Justice. I'm not sure about it, because it seems that script videos really are hard for me to do now, and that would definitely be a script video and would be very long, so I'm not sure. And I want to get back to live streaming some drawing, because I've been doing a lot of live streams of video games and stuff, although my last one didn't end well because of family issues. Everything's fine for the most part now, so that's good, but that one did not go well. But I do want to do some more live stream drawing, not just video games. And I want to try to do some more random stuff on my channel. Not like random, but like just kind of stuff that isn't all speed paints is basically what I'm saying. Anyway, now I'm just finishing up this drawing. I had this effect like where I put like some red, blue, and purple and yellow lighting over the Misato and Jilu, because I saw that on Twitter where they did red, blue, and purple, and then overlaid it, and then did a never overlay yellow. A never overlay layer was a little bit of yellow, and I really did like it. And then I just added some effects. And it's kind of funny because every single time I exported this drawing so many times because I thought I was done, and I was like, okay, this looks good, and then I realized, oh my goodness, there's something else I want to add. And then it got to the point. Yeah, see, there you are. I'm there. There you can see it. I'm turning Lacitieyen upside down because I really did think it would look better upside down, and it did. It definitely did. And that's what basically happened, is that I started doing little changes, and then I had to completely record it again because I was like, oh my goodness, I made too many changes. I gotta do this all from scratch because it's too much. I did too many changes. I can't, like, sometimes I might do a few changes here and there off screen if it's just something small, but if it's too much, then I gotta break out the recorder again. In this case, there was a lot that I had to break out the recorder for, because it was like, for one thing, I had to completely recolor Lacitieyen because I had to switch her upside down, and it did not translate well when I did it, because I had to completely recolor her because now certain things were showing, and I was like, okay, whatever, I gotta do this all over again. But in the end, it was fine. I also had some flowers because I wanted some more pattern in Vitus's, and I wanted the entire thing, like I said. Oh wait, no, I didn't say it. You didn't hear me say it because I didn't upload the how to draw video. But I mean how I draw video. But I always like to do like a duality of nature and tech with Misato to really emphasize with the tech side kind of being more of a reality and the naturey flowery side being more of her ideal self. She likes princesses, she likes all that nature, flowers, butterflies stuff, but she doesn't always like showing that because my voice is starting to give out. Hopefully this isn't the cold. She always likes that stuff, but she actually doesn't, she likes dresses, but she doesn't want to wear a dress, if that makes sense. And that's kind of like the thing, was the whole entire princess thing. She likes the princess aesthetic, but she does get embarrassed, like, if you were to put her in it. Anyway, that was the drawing. 300, baby. Man, the speed paint was kind of a mess, but in some ways I think that's fitting to the channel, and honestly, I don't even care because I had a lot of fun, and that was what was most important. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked, do all the YouTube things. If you didn't like, makes sense. This video was a mess. Thank you for watching this far anyway. It means a lot to me. I've had so much fun doing digital art for over 10 years, and it's been a blast, and I really just enjoyed having all this fun of doing 300 speed paints. Well, probably 299 considering the fact that 130 is missing, and I don't know why. Oh, please help it to be that I just deleted it. Please help it not to be that I renamed it. That would be so bad. Whatever. Whatever. This is my 300th in my heart, so it doesn't matter. Until next time, bye!